Let's talk about different types of pencils today. Are all of these colored pencils? No, these two are colored pencils. These are pastel pencils. This one is a watercolor pencil and this is an Inktense pencil. In this video, I will briefly explain about each type of pencil. Let's start with something that all are familiar with, colored pencils. Colored pencils can either be oil-based or wax-based depending on the binder that holds the pigment. In case of oil-based pencils, the binder is oil-based. Popular ones are the Derwent Lightfast pencils and the Faber-Castell Polychromos pencils. Oil-based pencils have a harder core and they can be easily sharpened to a long-lasting fine point. Hence, they are ideal for detailed work like fur, feathers, and hair. Wax-based pencils like the Caran d'Ache Luminance, the Derwent Chroma Flow, and the Prismacolor Premier have a wax-based binder and a softer core. You can sharpen them up to a fine point if you do it carefully, but they get blunt quite quickly. Hence, they are best suited for skin tones, backgrounds, and vibrant subjects because of their soft, creamy nature. Of course, you can use oil-based pencils as well for such subjects. It all comes down to personal preference. In fact, I always use a combination of wax-based and oil-based pencils for my drawings. You can also use blenders or solvents to blend colored pencils, but I don't use any of them. I add a lot of layers with light pressure and they blend beautifully on their own. Once I have added enough layers, I burnish with heavy pressure. By the way, this is a portrait of my daughter that I drew when she was about 15 months. She is now 20 months old and is quite a handful. That's why I haven't been able to record a lot of videos for YouTube. I have been using all the time that I get to plan and record my Skillshare classes. However, I will definitely try to be more active on YouTube this year. Next up, pastel pencils. Although they look like colored pencils, they are different. They have a pastel stick inside a wooden casing. They have less binder and are more fragile and crumbly as compared to colored pencils. But they are more vibrant and softer. They can be smudged and blended easily with fingers. Due to their crumbly nature, sharpening them up needs to be done with extra care. You can use a craft knife to do so. I use the Derwent Pastel Pencils and the Faber-Castell Pastel Pencils. Of course, there are few more popular brands which I'm yet to try. Pastel pencils work best on sanded paper like the pastel matte. These pencils are your best choice for blurred backgrounds. You can use them for detailed subjects as well. As you can see, the end result is much more vibrant as compared to colored pencils. The main advantage with pastels is that you can add light colors on top of dark. You can use these pencils alone for the entire drawing, but you will run out of your pencils very soon. So you can use them along with soft pastel sticks. Now let's move on to a different medium. Watercolor pencils have a water-soluble binder. They can be used like colored pencils when dry, but once activated with water, they turn vibrant and behave like watercolors. Inktense pencils are also water-soluble, but they are different. Just like the name suggests, they are water-soluble ink pencils. They produce vibrant, permanent ink-like wash when activated with water. Let me give you a quick demo. This is a watercolor pencil and I'm activating it with water. I'm doing the same with the Derwent Inktense pencil. The main difference is that once dry, watercolor pencils can be reworked to some extent. You can wet it again and move the edges or lift some pigment. But with Inktense, it is quite hard to do so. That's because Inktense becomes permanent once dry. As you can see here, I'm not able to move the edges. Inktense is best for layering. You can add a lot of layers on top of each other without affecting the underlying layer. Whereas with watercolor pencils, you cannot add too many layers because the colors end up getting mixed and might give a muddy result. I haven't worked much with watercolor pencils as I'm not very comfortable with watercolors. I would love to use the watercolor pencils as an underpainting for my colored pencil drawings. The Derwent Inktense pencils work best on their Inktense paper. Here are some of the paintings that I made using the Inktense pencils. So that's all about different types of pencils that I use for my drawings. Which of these have you tried? Do let me know in the comments below. If you found this video to be informative, please give it a like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching and see you soon.